About Tadashi, what it was like to play him. He became such a huge part of my life. He's such a pure, amazing soul of a character. He made me much better as a man, as a person. What an experience. He helps me every day. I learned a lot from playing him. He's always there in the back of my mind. About Tadashi. What it was like to play him. He became such a huge part of my life. He's such a pure, amazing soul character. He made me much better as a man, as a person. What an experience. He helps me every day. I learned a lot from him. He's always there in the back of my mind.
Everyone needs a someone. Someone to look up to, whether out of inspiration, motivation, and to be a better person for the world. Hopefully in the end, you can become someone's somebody. My name is Anjay, and here is the story of my experience creating the heart and soul of an actor. You may be asking, why Daniel Henney?
Why?
No, seriously, why? Well, it all began in 2014 as I was halfway through my junior year as a music major at Otterbein University. There was a change of plan in comparison to being a musician to setting course on a journey to becoming a storyteller in animation. I was inspired by successful animation directors including Jennifer Yale Nelson and Pete Docter based on my background of making up movies in my head, having no idea that I could make a career out of it. Unfortunately, I didn't have a clear answer on why I wanted to become a storyteller for animation. I was unsure of my path, and it felt like I was in outer space looking at the world that I couldn't plant my feet upon. It was November 8th, 2014, and something in my soul told me to watch Big Hero 6, which was released in theaters the day before. After watching the film to get my head out of the dark cloud I was living in, it somehow lifted my spirit, and I couldn't understand it at the time. Ecstatic as I was, I started to find posts of the movie on Tumblr, which was quite a thing back in the day, and there was a post that was displayed as a video on YouTube. There was an interview that featured Daniel Henney, who voiced the character Tadashi. I watched the video, and one of the things that spoke to me was when Daniel described how he choked up a bit while reading a script for an emotional part of the story. A flashback happened, and I remembered watching a behind-the-scenes footage of Tom Hanks revising his role as Woody for Toy Story 3. Tom ended choking up, reuniting with coworkers in the sound booth. Here's the thing. I had difficulty developing a sense of feelings for other people's feelings. I was on the spectrum but high functioning, so it's normal for people like me to have a delay in that area, like there was a disconnect between the brain and the heart. I had this need based on hearing Daniel's interview to watch Big Hero 6 again to better understand where he was coming from. My sorority sisters, including my big Tori, wanted to see the movie, so there was my golden opportunity. Man, did that change everything. Especially watching it with someone like Tori. Tori already had that brain and heart connection, and when those emotional moments happened in the film, she choked up, and I saw tears in her eyes. I questioned, how is she feeling this way? By some miracle, I felt a connection. Later in life, whenever I saw people in distress or about to cry, I felt exactly how they were feeling. It was like a new character being unlocked within myself, and for the longest time, I yearned to belong to the world. And now I feel more like a human being, all thanks to Daniel. and Tori. After Big Hero 6 won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature, there was a new interview Daniel Henney had sometime in July of 2015. The dialogue from the segment where Daniel described his experience playing Tadashi and how much his character made him a better person and how he helped him every day. From that moment on, I had a new and improved purpose for my journey as a storyteller for animation. I now wanted to be a character developer that could create experiences just like Daniel's experience playing Tadashi. Earning my second degree at the Columbus College of Art and Design in animation was not an easy road. I may have learned discipline, commitment, patience, and trusting the process. I was dealing with hardships along the way. Since 2016, my mother began battling a terminal disease known as ALS. I believed in that moment I had to race against time to get to a place where she would know that I was going to be okay. I ended up not being okay. I started pushing away help when I needed it, forcing myself to grow up too fast, and sacrificing my well-being that I created poor habits that pushed me back even further. My family was worried about me, and they wanted me to come back home after graduating in May of 2020. To prove them wrong, I started to look for opportunities in the animation field, and there was an opening for a 3D animator at Terra Galleries at Dublin, Ohio. Terra's goal as a gallery was to create a profitable app that focused on augmented reality. Jeffrey Hersey, the gallery's director, demonstrated an idea of how he wanted a fine art to come to life through animation and music created by people like myself. This gave me an idea. To contribute to Daniel Henney as a thank you for helping me realize my potential, I had the idea of creating a fine art featuring a 3D animation that outlines his heart and soul as an actor, which outlines my heart and soul as an artist and musician. However, my skills weren't ready yet, so in the meantime, I took the opportunity from Terra Galleries to strengthen my artistry and musicianship through their projects. Then, life took a dark turn. I started battling my inner self while navigating a toxic environment from an additional job that was my base income. I was gaslit for asking simple questions. I was consistently yelled at, belittled, and every mistake made turned into a verbally abusive episode. I was scared to do my job. I would look within myself, and I noticed this dark matter that made me uncomfortable in my skin, and I didn't like the person that I saw in the mirror. The world would start to get darker when my mom entered hospice in November 2021. My time with my sole support through this journey was growing thin. Time was against me, my enemy, my demise. In the same month, a review on the analogy of a character Daniel Henney playing the Wheel of Time randomly pops up on my Facebook page. I'm sorry. How'd you get here? Oh great, I got slapped in the face out of the dark world I was living in and somehow refocused on my dream project I had from 2020. Thanks for the reminder. Well, you know, Big Hero 6 focused on a hero's journey through grief and the grieving process. With the smaller time my mom had left in this world, I knew I needed to wait until my mom passed to feel grief on my own in order to make this project even more special. I now had a bigger purpose for this project dedicated to Henney himself for helping me realize my goal as an artist. This project would also be dedicated to honor my mom, who supported me all this time. Soon after, on January 28, 2022, my mom would pass away. Since then, I was haunted by the lingering hurt and the hardships that followed. I thought I was prepared to endure losing my mom, but I never was. Even the world I was living in, it kept taking my life away. My work environment was getting to my head, and I started to get buried in the thoughts and words they've said. Their voices became my own, dimming that light that showed the way to someplace better. I was trapped in my pain, in the ruins of unnecessary clutter that I couldn't let go. I couldn't reach my destination in time that I planned for my mom. I felt like I failed my mom, and I let her down. But then, I noticed something. There have been signs leading up to Mom's demise, and afterward it began to feel like an angel's presence. Through my cats and the shapes they made in their sleep, and even signs on my run about the new pier on the last day I would see my mom. This continued on the crossroads between leaving my toxic job for good or staying at said job. Robin Williams' mural was painted on the wall at my new job, and I discovered it on Father's Day. He was the actor that my mom cherished and kept my family together. He symbolized my family's happiest month being the 11th month of the year when we played Mrs. Doubtfire on almost every trip to South Carolina to have Thanksgiving with my grandparents. My parents got married on the 11th month of 1988, and even Daniel Henney's birthday is in the 11th month. The number 11 would then start appearing often. There were readings from the tarot card readers on TikTok that told me now is the time to start that dream project. On June 20th, 2022, I took that leap of faith to start making this dream project a reality. The angels were strong with this journey. They helped me reminisce about my journey from 2014 to now. Realizing my goal at being a character developer gave me my own development as a character. I started to connect the process of the heart and soul of an actor to my own life story. In the process, I began to notice vivid dreams of my mom for the first time, and the number 11 revisiting the tiniest details of my current life. And at that time, I revisited Daniel Henney's interview, and at the moment when he started to talk about Tadashi, it happened around the 11-minute marker. This was a sign that I was on the right path and to continue without holding back. I started to change. I started to evolve. I began to realize how far I've come as an artist and as a person. My voice has never been so warm, strong, and confident. I started to pour out every creativity that I had hidden away from the world, releasing the power that was trapped in a cage due to my doubt and self-esteem. The number 11 helped me put my health before anything else, and I ended up changing jobs because I wasn't valued, and it financially hurt me more than it helped me. My poor habits started diminishing as my artistic skills flourished. I saw the symbolism in my grieving process to where I broke my wings in the darkest times to seeing the men through the heart and soul of an actor. I saw myself healing. I poured my heart and soul into the visuals and music. I would sense my mom through this journey, and it was like she was seeing everything through my eyes. Releasing my thoughts and feelings through the fine arts, through music, and writing memoirs on this journey made me grieve, but yet I knew this was all going to be worth it. I was transforming my grief into the shape and form that defined me. I was creating the heart and soul of an actor for me. Close your eyes and breathe. Take that leap of faith. They are watching, they are waiting for you to take flight. What an experience this was. My name is Anjay, however, my given name is Angela, which means a heavenly messenger. And for that, I am happy to say that I am satisfied with my care.